Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be watching and reacting to the video Americans Guess the Cost of British Healthcare. Recently I've been doing more videos and learning more about the NHS, and it seems phenomenal, seems fantastic, and many people in the comments are just saying, it saved their life, it saved someone's life that they know, their health costs are, nothing, next to nothing. And we are here with, you get an ambulance and it could be outrageous amount of money. Forget how much it was. But simple things like that, and to hold a baby, it's, a certain amount you have to pay to hold your baby. And I've only heard of the NHS within the past couple of months, never heard of it before. Of course, I knew there's universal healthcare, many other Western countries in the world, probably the majority, maybe most of them. But here in America, it's definitely, everyone knows the reputation, what we have here in the US, and the costs are outrageous. So I'd like to know, my fellow Americans in this video, guessing the cost of British healthcare. Now, I have a rough estimate now. It's once again next to nothing, and this is going to probably hurt you all to hear this, because this is what we really think that you have. This is just your typical American, and what we think off of our experiences, what we know, and all we know is our, healthcare system. They're going to be way off if I could only imagine, so it's going to hurt. But this is just how we know it. So let's dive into it, and let's see what they say. Sorry in advance.
This U.S. country, it's nothing but a strip club. It's nothing but hustle.
All right, well.
We can have all this. We should be able to have good health care.
Universal health care should be, something we all should strive for. We nickel and dime each other here, and people don't realize.
It might not look like it, but we're in Dallas, Texas. In terms of healthcare, this city is the least insured in America. Around a quarter of people don't have any cover at all. We're going to talk to regular Texans about the NHS and the cost of their medical bills.
Yes.
What's an average medical bill for a regular Texan? How much might that person be paying for their premium and their regular
Let's
bill?
say you break your arm. Regularly in the rest of the world, that's a couple $100. Here in Texas, easily $2,000, $3,000.
Could I ask you then
Easy.
to guess how much it might cost in the UK if you broke your arm, that situation? How much do you think someone has to pay in order to have that fixed?
$200.
It's totally free.
Totally free. Wow.
I can tell you, I've got a busted shoulder, and I can tell you exactly how much it cost.
Do you mind?
Yeah, sure. It was $5,000 just to have a doctor look at my broken collarbone. Just to look at my broken collarbone.
And you had to pay that on arrival?
No, my insurance covered the majority of it, but my portion of it was about just shy of $3,000.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the costs are outrageous. It's I'm going to go in for something not too complicated. Oh, it's, $1,500. Insurance will cover most of it, but you still have to pay $400. Stuff like that. What he said is very common. No one would blink an eye at that here because it's so common. It's so normal here. And you hear, and you're like, oh yeah, sucks. That's it is what it is kind of thing. That's just kind of how we think.
Yeah.
And then presumably ongoing physiotherapy, things like that?
That part's pretty much covered by insurance, but I have really, really good insurance.
Okay, sure.
So,
And is that through your job?
yeah.
Sometimes our jobs provide, but sometimes they don't.
What's the case for you? Do you have insurance?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
So if something happens to you need healthcare?
We have to pay full price.
Right.
Yeah,
And that can be very expensive.
it can be very expensive.
Would you like insurance? You'd like to have that healthcare?
I would like to have one, but sometimes we can afford it.
Right now, I'm about to go to Mexico. Tomorrow, I'm going to travel for 2 weeks because I'm going to have some dental dental work done.
Okay.
Only because here in the States, it will cost me $10,000.
$10,000 for the dental work here in the US. Do you mind me asking how much it's going to cost you in Mexico?
About $1,000.
Wow, so 10%.
Yes.
Also very common here. I've seen that before, especially, when people are foreigners from other countries, they have this knowledge of what it is back, or roughly what it is back in their own countries. And then they come here and it's just outrageous. It is way over the top. It's insane here, as you're hearing right now. We're on this journey hearing this, and this is very true. I know people that are from Mexico and from Russia and other places around, and they have done this. They actually do this here. They'll go back. One of them was from Russia. I was a friend of some guy in college, university elsewhere, and he was from Russia. So for dental work, what she's saying, he would fly back to Russia, get it done, fly back, and it's cheaper than getting it here. So this is true. This is common. Not really common, but it definitely does happen.
And the quality of care as good?
As good or even better.
Wow.
Going to see the doctors, a couple $100 if you don't have insurance.
Right.
Just to get a checkup.
It's very obvious to someone like me. I'm first time in this city. Yes. It's clear there's a lot of money here. Big buildings, offices, nice cars. It seems like there is the money to be able to create this kind of system.
Right.
So why do you think there isn't that level of healthcare?
I believe there is.
Okay,
that's the catch. I think that's the risk, but they just haven't allocated that money where for the people.
We can have all this. We should be able to have good health care for all.
There's two versions really being offered here, isn't there? Trump is offering something quite different to Joe Biden in terms of health insurance. Do you have a preference? Do you think there's one that's better than the other, or do you think the system at the moment?
I don't think there's none differences. I mean, it's all business. So pretty much as far as I have learned, which I'm 34 years old, this U.S. country, it's nothing but a strip club.
Okay, sure.
Sure, I mean, it's nothing but hustle. So that's what they're doing out there. They're just hustling. They really don't care.
You think it's the healthcare companies, the politicians, they're all sort of, it's about profit?
Yes.
Universal health care should be, something we all should strive for.
I'd like to see some healthcare changes. We need massive overhaul.
Okay.
It's not just about universal or anything else. It's insanely expensive regardless. Start there.
Do you think that there's much political will in this city for that to happen? Do you think broadly people want that to be the case?
In the city, yes.
Okay.
In the urban areas, yes. Suburban areas, they're typically more conservative and they're not really sure exactly what all that entails, and so they're not going to do it.
My understanding is that people are generally sort of opposed to taxation here.
Yeah, but it's more, you start screaming about socialism more than anything. So that's really what they're going to do.
Rather than perhaps engaging with it as an idea.
Exactly, rather than actually thinking about it logically.
We can afford it as a country to take care of each other. And these nickel and dimings of these procedures that are costing thousands and thousands of dollars just aren't that expensive everywhere else in the world. We nickel and dime each other here, and people don't realize what universal health care means. Yeah, you'll pay a little bit more in taxes, but you're saving thousands at the doctors. And people really need to be educated on that, and they just don't want to be.
Thoughts on that? Yeah, so I explained it before in the NHS video that I've done. I think my health insurance, I don't know what it is exactly right now, but around $300 just for health. I don't even think it includes vision and dental. That's a little bit extra. $300 a month, and that's kind of, I figure I'm on the younger, healthier side, so I don't really need, fantastic health insurance. And you just kind of risk it, I guess. So that is one thing, just comparing it to everywhere else. And a lot of other places in the world, mine's roughly around $300 per month, and many other people either don't have it or their companies pay for it, but it also comes, out of their paycheck. It's just so different. It's so massively different and crazy here, but I think it is, yeah, and like people said in the comments as well, the previous NHS video that I did, people just scream, socialism here. And it's like universal, socialism. So there's just kind of no going beyond that point. But yeah, I think it's good for any topic to be educated on both sides. You might see one side really heavily, but just understand the other side as well. And hopefully it enlightens you and you might change your mind. And often that is the case. So let me know what you think. These people are definitely far off on their guesses. I guess only, one or two people guessed what the prices were, and it was more of a discussion, but still overall good. And this is all very true. If you're wondering if it's exaggerated or anything, it's not. Forgot to go to full screen. The fact that we do have insurance and pay a lot for our insurance, but we still have to, like this guy said, pay thousands. He paid what, $3,000 out of a $10,000 bill, something like that. You still have to pay a lot even with good insurance. So, you have insurance, but you still pay a lot. I can only imagine what is going through your head, what thoughts are going through your head, and kind of what you're thinking. And it is crazy. And it's very true. You have all of this, definitely a massively wealthy country. It's something like 24% of the world's, GDP is, the US, but we don't have certain things like a universal healthcare or like a revamped healthcare system in any way, and it remains extremely expensive. So until next time, be pleased with your systems, your universal healthcares, your healthcare systems that are better than ours, and Until next time, we'll do more of these types of videos, and I'll continue to learn and discuss these issues with you in the comment section, which I really enjoy. Stay healthy and have a good rest of your day.